It's almost spooky season, and I've been diving into so many witchy cozy games lately, so if you love brewing potions, pulling tarot cards, and stepping into whimsical fantasy worlds led by strong female protagonists, this list is for you. Today I'm sharing 15 games filled with magic, charm, representation, and thought-provoking storytelling that are sure to cast a spell on you this fall. I'm Kat and welcome to Cool Cat Vibes. If you're new here, I make a range of videos about indie games, cozy games, and hidden gems that deserve a spot on your wish list, so if this sounds like your vibe, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Also, be sure to check out this list over on my Instagram and TikTok, as I may have added a 16th hidden gem onto the list from the creators of Spiritfarer. First up on this list is the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. If I had to sum up this game, it's cosmic horror meets magical space lesbians all wrapped up into a spiritual and political narrative. It's a mature and thought-provoking interactive fiction that tackles themes like mental health, self-harm, suicide, gender identity, and discrimination. You play as Fortuna, a witch exiled on an asteroid for 200 years, who makes a pact with a forbidden creature to regain her freedom. From there, you reconnect with old friends, meet new witches, and uncover a web of political intrigue that could decide the fate of the entire witch society. One of the most unique gameplay features is how you actually create your own tarot-like deck. Every card you craft and fortune you tell can shape conversations and outcomes, letting you take control of characters' pasts and futures. And your choices really matter. Every decision feels like it ripples outward, and more than once I caught myself wondering how things might have turned out if I had chosen differently. Visually, it's stunning. It's pixel art that has almost a hand-painted feel, paired with beautiful character design that is diverse, inclusive, and memorable. Aesthetically, it's a treat, but what truly elevates this game is the writing and dialogue. It's witty, empathetic, and unafraid to be shocking. One moment it's funny, the next it's heartbreaking, and yet it always feels human. Whether you want to rebuild bridges or burn everything down, the game makes you feel understood. It's a narrative journey that will stay with you long after you've finished, and it might even change the way you see your own choices. There's even a free demo available on Steam that takes you through the first 2 hours of gameplay. If you're looking for a game that feels like reading a powerful novel while also living it, this is absolutely one to check out. Imagine you can change the fate of adventurers just by serving them drinks and listening to their stories. That's Tavern Talk. If you love fantasy, D&D, and cozy visual novels, this game might just become your next favorite escape. Honestly, this one really surprised me. Despite there being a lack of actual gameplay, it was so engaging to just sit and immerse myself into the narrative. You step into the Wayfarer's Inn, a warm, welcoming tavern in the fantasy land of Asteria, where heroes stop by to share tales of triumph or epic failure. You're not managing an economy or micromanaging a tavern, instead you're shaping destinies. Each magical drink you serve can alter a patron's path, and the rumors you gather become quests for them to undertake. With over 20 colorful characters, multiple endings, and at least 12 hours of reading, the story unfolds in a world that's alive and brimming with D&D-inspired adventures, and it's fully LGBTQ+ positive. What I love about this game is how it blends D&D fantasy vibes with meaningful narrative choices. You're essentially a friend, a confidant, a quiet force behind the adventurer's journey. The art has this warm, magical glow that makes you feel like you're actually sitting inside the tavern, watching these heroes grow before your eyes. It's low energy, calming but immersive, perfect if you just want to unwind, enjoy character-driven stories, and peek into a fantasy world without the stress of heavy gameplay. Tavern Talk has a free demo available on Steam that sets you and your first adventurer up on their first quest. So if you're looking for a cozy, interactive visual novel with charming characters, a cute premise, and a little bit of D&D flair, Tavern Talk is definitely worth a visit. Next up in our grimoire is Wanderstop, created by the same developers that brought you the Stanley Parable. And on the surface, it seems to be a cozy game about managing a tea shop in a magical forest. You grow and harvest ingredients, brew tea, and chat with travelers that wander in. But this isn't just a cozy tea simulator. It's a deeply narrative-driven story about change, identity, and what happens when we're forced to stop running from ourselves. You play as Ulta, a fallen fighter who finds herself stuck running this tea shop, though she doesn't want to be there. She sees herself as a warrior, not a shopkeeper, and her resistance is at the heart of the story. It's both comforting and deeply uncomfortable at times. Yeah, you'll enjoy the warm rituals of tea making, the calm of routine, and silly conversations, but the game also pushes you into moments of frustration, introspection, and vulnerability. It can be heavy, it can be frustrating, and it might stir emotions you weren't expecting, but that's exactly what makes it so special. For me, it's one of those games that stays with you long after you've finished. Personally, what really struck me is how seen it made me feel. If you've ever held yourself to impossibly high standards, felt perfectionism creeping in, or pushed yourself to burnout, this game reflects those struggles back at you with such sincerity. It's rare for a game to balance soothing moments with uncomfortable truths, but Wanderstop manages it beautifully and almost spiritually. The writing is sharp, the characters are layered and complex, and the art and sound design are just exquisite. Definitely play this one with headphones to catch all the details. There's even a free demo on Steam that gives you the first 45 minutes of Alta's relatable journey. So if you're looking for something heartfelt, challenging, and honest, Wanderstop is a game you need to experience firsthand. What if running a potion shop wasn't just about brewing ingredients, but haggling with customers, juggling debt, and outsmarting rivals with a deck of negotiation cards? That's Potionomics, a magical shop sim with a twist. You play as Sylvia, a young witch who inherits her uncle's potion shop and a massive pile of debt. To keep the business afloat, you'll brew potions, customize your shop, and hire adventurers to gather rare ingredients. But the real heart of the game is negotiation. Using a clever deck building system, you haggle with customers and compete against rival vendors to sell your potions for the best price. Along the way, you'll meet a cast of eccentric characters in the magical city of Rafta. Some you can befriend and even romance to learn new haggling strategies and unlock more of the story. What makes Potionomics stand out is how many systems it blends into one seamless experience. It's equal parts shop simulation, strategy, and role-playing wrapped up in a whimsical, fantastical world. The animations are top-notch, and the characters are full of personality. The gameplay loop is surprisingly addictive. You're constantly balancing stress, profit, and potion quality while refining your deck of haggling cards. It feels unique, fresh, and totally one of a kind. So if you're looking for a cozy yet strategic game that mixes story, deck building, and a dash of magical capitalism, Potionomics might just cast a spell on you. If you've ever loved the joy of figuring out recipes in Stardew Valley, Magical Delicacy is going to scratch that same itch, but with a witchy twist. It's part cooking sim, part platforming adventure, and it's as cozy as it is rewarding. You play as Flora, a young witch who travels to the harbor town of Grat to chase her dreams of becoming a proper witch. Instead of battling monsters, you're exploring winding streets, climbing towers, and uncovering secrets in a Metroidvania-inspired world. But the real magic is in your kitchen. You'll gather ingredients, experiment with recipes, and cook up magical meals, teas, pastries, and potions for the locals. Every order feels like a puzzle, matching flavors, following recipes, or creating your own concoctions to satisfy even the strangest requests. As you play, you'll upgrade your kitchen, customize your tools, and grow your little witchy business while befriending a diverse cast of townsfolk. For me, I think Magical Delicacy shines in two ways. First, the presentation. The pixel art is absolutely wonderful, with vibrant colors and a world that feels alive at every corner. Second, the gameplay loop. It's fun, experimental, and rewarding. Exploration feels meaningful, whether you're solving jump puzzles or discovering hidden shortcuts, and cooking is full of creative trial and error. Plus, the devs have been listening closely to feedback, and they've already made big quality of life improvements since launch, which makes the experience even smoother. So if you want a cozy mix of platforming, exploration, and magical cooking, something that rewards curiosity and creativity, Magical Delicacy is a delicious little game to sink your teeth into, and you can even check out the first hour of demo gameplay for free on Steam. What if you had just 2 weeks to save a harvest festival, prove your worth as a witch, and maybe even find a little romance along the way? That's the heart of Witchy Life Story, a cozy, colorful game about magic, chaos, and small-town charm. You play as the youngest member of the magical Von Teasel family, not exactly their star pupil. Your grandmother gives you one last chance to prove yourself, so off you go to the village of Flora with your crow familiar Ramsey. For 2 weeks, you'll help the townsfolk prepare for their harvest festival, tending your garden, brewing potions, casting spells, and even reading tarot. You'll also get to meet a small but diverse cast of villagers, with 3 romance options if you want a date to the festival. But how you spend those 2 weeks and whether you help or hex is entirely up to you. Now, I'll be honest, the main character is a little bratty, and the gameplay itself is pretty simple. It's not a super deep experience, but where Witchy Life Story really shines is in its presentation. The artwork is stunning, bright, whimsical, almost like stepping into a modern storybook, and the sound design is delightful too, with satisfying potion brewing effects and cozy background music. Add in the incense, tarot, meditations, and all the witchy vibes you could want, and it's a charming little package. So if you're craving something colorful, witchy, and cozy, Witchy Life Story is worth a look, but personally, I'd recommend you try to grab it when it's on sale. Imagine farming by day, casting spells by night, all while unraveling mysteries in a small magical town. That's Wylde Flowers, a cozy life sim that blends cottagecore farming with heartfelt witchcraft. You play as Tara, who moves to the rural island of Fairhaven to help her grandma with the family farm. During the day, you'll grow crops, care for animals, fish, and cook, but at night, Tara embraces her witchy side, flying a broomstick, brewing potions, controlling the weather, and even transforming into a cat. The town itself is just as enchanting. Wylde Flowers is fully voice-acted, over 18 hours of dialogue from award-winning voice actors. And you'll meet 30 diverse characters, each with their own stories and personalities. There are also 7 romance options if you'd like a little love woven into your adventure. What I love about this game is how much there is to do without it ever feeling overwhelming. With 60 hours of gameplay, it's something you can dip into daily to relax and unwind. The voice acting really makes Fairhaven feel alive, and the inclusive, thoughtful storytelling makes it stand out from other farming sims. And fun fact, the game was actually created by ex-EA developers. They took everything they learned from working on The Sims and poured it into this experience, which really shows, from the polish of the design to the accessibility of the gameplay. And if you're curious, there's even a free demo on Steam where you can meet the townsfolk and see if this cozy world is for you. So if you're looking for a magical mix of farming, friendship, and witchcraft, Wylde Flowers is all that and more, wrapped up in a story-driven package waiting for you to unravel. If you've ever wanted to play as a classic old witch from the woods, Wytchwood brings that fantasy to life, but with a mysterious twist. Set in a world of gothic fairy tales, you'll wander through a strange countryside trying to figure out when and why you made a contract with a goat. You'll hunt down evil souls, gather bizarre ingredients, you'll cast spells and enchantments to outwit monsters, curse wrongdoers, and ultimately teach everyone the morals of their twisted little stories. The art style, paired with its music and sound design, is like stepping into a living storybook, charming and eerie all at once, and the writing balances dark humor with playful whimsy. Gameplay-wise, it's a slow burn, lots of gathering, crafting, and backtracking as you unlock new areas, but that grindy loop is part of its meditative, relaxed, and atmospheric appeal. If you enjoy cozy point-and-click crafting adventures with a dash of dark fairy tale mischief, Wytchwood is a perfect brew. Ritual of Raven is a story-driven cozy farming sim, though you don't actually farm yourself. Instead, you enchant arcana constructs, magical little helpers who do all the plowing, watering, and harvesting for you, powered by cards from your mystical deck. Collect all 22 constructs and you'll have a thriving herb garden without ever getting dirt under your nails. The story begins when a magical portal goes wrong and you fall into a strange new land. There you meet Sage, a local witch, who takes you under her wing as an apprentice. With your cheeky familiar Raven at your side, you'll learn rituals, gather ingredients, and stabilize the unstable portals that are throwing the village into chaos. Along the way, you'll search for Sage's missing familiar, fill out your Book of Shadows, and uncover the secrets of the portal keepers. Beyond the farming and rituals, Ritual of Raven shines in its community. The village is filled with quirky outcasts, each with their own stories and trades, and as you help them, you'll see relationships grow and evolve. There's also a heavy emphasis on moon phases. Your harvests, crystals, and even certain powers shift depending on the cycle of the moon, which adds a thoughtful, almost meditative rhythm to the gameplay. So if you're someone who loves the pixel art style, cozy vibes, decorating, collecting, or just getting lost in a heartfelt story, Ritual of Raven is well worth checking out. Little Witch in the Woods follows Ellie, a young witch on her way to finish her apprenticeship at the School for Witches in the city. Your journey quickly gets derailed, and your days instead become full of exploration, potion making, and helping charming villagers with their problems, all while restoring a village in ruins and uncovering its mysteries. You'll ride your broom across forests, cliffs, caves, and lakes, meet adorable creatures, and gradually fill up your witch's encyclopedia with discoveries. The game leans heavily into daily witchy activities, collecting ingredients, decorating your home, and of course, bonding with cats. Every small task adds to the cozy, whimsical atmosphere, creating a sense of a lived-in magical world where your choices and interactions shape Ellie's day-to-day experience. As you help villagers, you build friendships and unlock their stories and secrets, giving the world a warm and lively feel. The art is gorgeous, full of rich colors and charming animations, and the dialogue is both funny and expressive. That said, it is very dialogue heavy, and some of the passages feel a little filler-like. If you're not in the right mood for reading, it can interrupt the flow of exploration and tasks, but on the flip side, for players who enjoy immersive, story-rich interactions, the writing gives a lot of personality to the characters and makes the world feel truly alive. Overall, Little Witch in the Woods is a relaxed, magical experience for fans of witchy sims. It's perfect for wandering, experimenting with potions, and soaking in a cozy, story-filled journey. That wraps up the spellbinding witchy games you can dive into right now, but what about the ones that are still brewing in the cauldron? These next 5 upcoming titles might not be ready to play this spooky season, but trust me, you'll want to wishlist them so you can be the first to fall under their spell when they launch. Witchbrook has been one of the most highly anticipated witchy life sims for years, and for good reason. From the creators of Starbound, this game invites you to start your journey as a witch in training at Witchbrook College, located in the vibrant seaside city of Mossport. Friendship, romance, and community are at the heart of Witchbrook. You'll meet a colorful cast of characters, make friends, and even pursue romance while discovering the mysteries and charms of this magical world. And if you're looking to share the experience, the game will support up to 4 players in online co-op, easily one of the most enticing aspects of the game in my opinion. While it hasn't launched yet, it is finally planned to release this winter, so if you've been dreaming of a game that combines magic, mystery, community, and cozy life sim elements in a beautifully crafted, isometric world, Witchbrook will be a dream addition to your library this winter. If you've ever wanted Animal Crossing but with a supernatural twist, Moonlight Peaks is exactly what you're looking for. This cozy game lets you experience life as a vampire trying to prove your father, Count Dracula himself, that a life of compassion is possible, even for the undead. You'll cultivate cursed crops to keep your farm thriving, learn potion making and spellcasting, and even unlock powerful vampire abilities like shapeshifting and enhanced senses. Of course, your home base is just as customizable as your character. From choosing your perfect coffin to decorating your gothic farmhouse, you can really lean into the spooky, witchy aesthetic. But the game isn't just about farming and decorating, romance plays a big role here too, with a supernatural dating scene that includes werewolves, mermaids, witches, and even humans. Along the way, you'll unravel the mysteries of the 7 families and step out of Dracula's shadow to create your own legacy. The world of Moonlight Peaks is magical and filled with things to do, from bartending minigames to seasonal festivals to exploring hidden corners of the forest using your vampire powers. And yes, of course, you have a cat companion named Hellkitten. The Steam demo already offers hours of gameplay just building up your farm, and I highly recommend checking it out. I personally praise its clean UI, cozy yet spooky vibes that make the day-to-day play feel smooth. With its charming supernatural twist on the cozy sim genre, Moonlight Peaks is shaping up to be a must-play in 2026. From a Kickstarter-funded indie studio in France comes The Witch's Bakery, a charming blend of life sim, RPG, and magical storytelling set in modern-day Paris. You play as Lune, a joyful witch who runs a bakery with one extraordinary gift. She can see into people's hearts and heal emotions through her magic. By day, you'll bake pastries and serve customers. By evening, you'll wander through colorful Parisian districts, and by night, you'll learn new spells and decorate your cozy shop. But healing isn't always so simple. Sometimes Luna must step inside a person's heart palace, magical realms where emotions and struggles take form. With compassion and bread, you'll help guide people back to themselves. With its cozy blend of bakery life, heartfelt storytelling, and magical Parisian charm, The Witch's Bakery is shaping up to be a wholesome RPG on the horizon. Keep an eye out, this enchanting adventure is set to open its doors in 2026, and it's already looking like the perfect recipe for comfort gaming. Next up is Witchspire. This game is shaping up to be an ambitious entry into the cozy witch genre. In this magical crafting adventure, you and your coven of friends, or you alone if you prefer, explore a handcrafted world filled with strange creatures, ancient dangers, and plenty of secrets. Instead of the usual chopping and mining grind, your magic is the toolset. Spirit jumping to new heights, conjuring forests for resources, or sending out enchanted pickaxes to handle the busy work for you. Creatures you face aren't just enemies, they can be tamed into loyal familiars that grow alongside you, supporting your unique playstyle. With astral projection, you can literally rise above it all, floating freely as you construct a sanctuary tailored for your coven. Layered onto this is a branching tech tree, player leveling, and coven-specific abilities that make your witch feel distinct. Right now, there isn't much raw gameplay to show, but the trailer is a piece of art in itself. It feels like a teaser for a fantasy show you'd binge in one sitting. With its gorgeous animation and tantalizing world building, Witchspire really feels special. Early access is set for 2026, so I'll definitely be keeping a close eye on whether the gameplay matches the magic of the trailer. Songs of Glimmerwick is another cozy witchy game that feels like stepping into a storybook, with its gorgeous hand-drawn art and fully voiced cast breathing life into every character you meet. Here, magic isn't waved into being, it's played. With your trusty flute, you'll learn ancient songs that double as spells, letting you summon rain for the university garden, enchant tools to work on their own, or even raise the earth to clear your path. This is a full-fledged Witch Academy RPG, complete with seasonal festivals, quirky classmates, and unfolding quests that weave character-driven stories into the wider mysteries of the island. From attending classes and joining after-school clubs to wandering off into rumors of curses or secret expeditions, every corner of Glimmerwick feels alive, and thanks to the dev's ongoing devlog series, fans can peek behind the curtain and watch the magic come together as the game is built. With no release date yet, it's still marked as TBA, but if the previews are anything to go by, Songs of Glimmerwick will be an enchanting and whimsical witchy RPG. So that concludes my list of 15 witchy, cozy games that I'm currently enchanted by. Let me know in the comments which one will you be conjuring up first. All the Steam links are in the description, including their demo, so go download a few, wishlist a few, and if you've already played any of them, let me know which ones enchanted you the most. And if you found something new today, consider liking and subscribing for more cozy and indie game recommendations, along with relaxing gameplay and first impressions. Thanks for making it this far with me, and I'll see you in the next one.